All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the spy game, D.A.G.R. It is a 5e campaign brought to you by Black Cats Gaming. Today, episode 4, Duchess has returned. We have our plan that we have initiated, so to speak, and set up for us to be able to see what we can do about this weapons deal. Lots of moving parts, lots of new places, lots of new things. That being said, why don't we go around the room? Isla is here, but she has something she had to take care of, so she'll be joining us here in a little bit. But she is here, so don't worry, she'll be here. But we will go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves once again and who they are playing. We'll go ahead and we will start with Bright.
Hello, I'm Bright Dystopia. You can find me on all forms of social media at Bright Dystopia, and I'll be playing Archangel.
All right, and Velvet.
Dark greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us once again. I'm Velvet Fair. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar, and I'll be playing Duchess.
And Philip.
I'm Philip, and I'll be returning as Amazon.
All right, and as always, Isla will be playing our resident hacker, and she'll be joining us here shortly. That being said, all right, moving on. Here we go. So we have a plan, people. Duchess said she had something to go take care of last time we were together. You had established your plan to infiltrate, so to speak, the Port Authority there in Port Jordan and have flagged this cargo vessel that was that was basically backtracking your guys' computer equipment. They managed to secure your names, and as such, you guys have gone through and flagged that particular ship for smuggling. And so that ship is due to be stopped outside of the port, and the Kenyan Port Authority will be boarding said ship. Your plan thus far has been to infiltrate as liaisons from the Spanish customs division or department, because they're using the guise that the Spanish port customs customs agency, thank you, words, missed it before that ship departed. And so they're trying to conduct a joint operation with the Kenyan Port Authority. Now, you guys have laid these plans, you have all settled in for the night, and you wake up you guys wake up at approximately 2 in the morning as you hear Duchess stumbling in to the hideout, for lack of a better term. And she is clutching her shoulder. And blood is pouring from where she is grasping.
Oh shit, that's me.
Yeah,
Archangel runs over and immediately starts assessing the damage and seeing if the bullet is still wedged inside.
No, it is a clean through and through. You can see that.
All right, sutures and bandages in my kit. Be right back.
As Archangel's doing that, I have a heavy pistol with silence on it, and I am checking to see if Duchess was potentially followed. And basically keep an eye out.
All right.
So Duchess
Go ahead
is injured.
Go ahead and make a quick perception check for me, if you would.
Perfect. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Well, as far as you can tell, there is no one following her. The stairs are clear.
Is there a trail of blood?
Well, yes. As she kind of bounced off the walls trying to get up the stairs to the door.
Yeah. Then I'm basically going to do a quick thing of clear, go from such a clean blood down, clean that off.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna just go down the stairs. So
All right. You know what? For that, make a because I feel like rolling some dice, right? Go ahead and make me another perception check to make sure that you get all the spots, and then Archangel, having returned, go ahead and give me a medicine check, please.
I'm just
18.
going.
Okay.
I will be back in 5 seconds. I forgot to get my dice.
You're good.
25 medicine.
All right. So it is you having dealt with numerous amounts of wounds. Recognize this as a clean through and through. But it was of a medium caliber weapon. You're able no bone damage, only tissue damage, some sutures, and a handful of some painkillers, and she should be all right. Though she will have limited mobility in that particular arm for the next few days until the body can really heal itself.
Got it.
Oh, which arm is it, Kurt?
This would be your left arm, your left shoulder.
Fine.
It ain't your gun hand.
Hell yeah.
Well, Duchess, you fucked this up. I hope you don't like using rifles.
Oh, not at all. They're a bit too cumbersome. But thank you ever so much, Angel. You know, I've been told I have magnetic personality. I didn't think that included lead.
I'm gonna grab a bunch of. We're in like a hotel.
Well,
Front,
you guys,
right?
no, you guys haven't actually left for Port Jordan yet. You are still in your actual hideout apartment place. Your secret squirrel spy.
Oh, it's
place.
an apartment. I didn't know what the front was. I didn't know if the front was a hotel or an apartment.
No. The front is there's like a convenience store on the first floor, and then it's got like that New York almost setup where it's got the side door and above it are a series of apartments.
Yeah, look, the little bodega setup.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the cupboards here, like dry goods?
Yeah, I mean it's fully stocked. It's furnished.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look for some sugar.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pour it onto the open wound before I bandage it up.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And what is the purpose of this pouring of sugar?
Sugar speeds up the healing process. Put it on the site. Your body uses sugar in order to consume, in order to burn energy. So pouring sugar on the sites helps out with those cells to burn the energy at the site rather than draining your normal resources. So putting sugar on the open wound should help you out healing a little bit faster.
It does not feel comfortable. Not to lie. Not going to lie. It does not feel comfortable. But, yes. The
Well, better than
more
salt.
you know.
So as 18 on that check to.
Yep. You managed to. You're pretty sure. Yeah, you're very confident that you got all of the blood off of the walls and whatnot.
Turn, put stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
Then check on Duchess.
All right.
Duchess.
Yes?
Curiosity gets the better. I mean, what happened? Aside from the fact you got shot.
Well, just, making the world a better place, and sometimes you kick a bucket on the way out and get caught.
I think that will give us an advantage with our situation here. Or was it personal business?
Unfortunately, business, not pleasure. I just happened to be in town, and Iris needed a little, wrap-up work done.
We noticed you had a rifle in that case. So you're a sniper.
Well, when the job calls for it, I do prefer to do my business up close and personal, but depending on what I'm wearing, I might not want to get it dirty.
Your clothes are ruined, by the way.
Look here.
Small tier. Small tier.
Pretty far from a tailor out here. Do you have spares?
Oh,
Now,
you
what
want?
kind of question is that? I always
Yeah.
bring spares.
Yeah, you guys have your basic, you know, I mean, like, you guys have, like, your clothes packed and whatnot.
I don't know. I know Duchess at this point, and Duchess only wears freshly tailored clothes.
Fair. That's fair point. That is a fair point. That is a very true and honest point.
Okay, so from where we are at the moment, we have been able to identify that the shipment is coming from a specific cargo ship. We know what the ship is. We have flagged for port authorities, and and Phoenix and Archangel were able to input into the system that we are going to be Spanish liaison port authorities to going to go up and inspect the ship with them. For this point, we know the crew number. We know there's 12 unknowns on board, as they as guests. So, a dozen hostiles. One of them who we're pretty sure is a hacker. Also, where that because the Vix nerve gas requires to be kept cold. So, Phoenix should be able to track any containers that use liquid nitrogen to keep it cold. And from there, should be able to use whatever name is on the manifest for that container to locate the other containers with additional weapons.
Well, heavens to Betsy, you've all been busy. Now I feel kind of bad for going on urban safari and big game hunting while you were doing all the work.
Well, in truth and the fact, Phoenix and Archangel were doing that, as they can speak Spanish. I can't. So on the way, if anyone here speaks Spanish, I think a crash course in Spanish might be useful for me. Help me maintain this facade. In addition to that, and I'll so basic standard gear of what they have, not from what I understand. Archangel says me your usual wear, but here's uniform that I wear or something that will make us more fit in. Cuffs, and we have a choice between a submachine gun or a shotgun, whichever you prefer. I'll keep a couple of pistols concealed as well, but yeah. So we can fit in, but not with too much firepower, because otherwise that will raise suspicions. And in truth, there with the 12 adversaries against us, I would very much like the port authorities to be fighting on our side, because otherwise it's basically 3 versus 11, which are not good odds. Because Phoenix is a digital combat, not a physical one. So we're gonna have to. This is out of her area of expertise. For what I'm assuming will happen. Because logically, the moment we move against the container with the liquid nitrogen, that these guests who logically they're going to be guards, they know it's contained the nerve gas, they're going to shoot at us.
Right.
But better 11 or a dozen than the 1,000 men that the general has under his command. We stand a little bit more of a chance there.
Definitely better odds.
With
Oh.
Go
So
ahead.
you need to look. No. I was just wondering. Not so much wondering. Well, yes, wondering. What's your plan to learn Spanish in 3 days, or however long we have before we need to be in Kenya?
Well, you guys speak base Spanish. I learn the best I can of you. Just literal crash course in the very basics of basic communication.
Amazon is
Nothing
going to
complex.
wander around just going, "See."
Sí.
Just want
Sí, señor.
See.
Sí, señor. Sí, señorita. As you speak Spanish again, we have a 4-hour drive ahead of us. the roads here are fairly simple, so long as we don't go into anything that I can. It's easy enough to response. It's enough to talk in response. So again, I won't be anywhere near master, but hopefully, with a bit of luck, I'll have enough Spanish to get by.
You can always
you
play
guys
the
do the
strong
talking.
silent tap and just respond to the affirmative and negatory. I will
Exactly.
drop the itas and itos. The Castilians are a bit more formal, and that's a diminutive term.
Again, that's the plan. But if I can get a very basic understanding, that will allow it to better drop in again. You guys are going to have to do the talking on this one.
Right. Uh, is there a hierarchy of rank? I don't know how the Port Authority works, so I don't know if they've got
so
like...
okay, so the Port Authority, they have basically their agents, right, which are the proverbial, pencil pushers, right, and then they have their guard, right, their guards, their armed personnel, for lack of a better term. Those armed people kind of follow like a pseudo police slash army type hierarchy, right? They have customs agents, and then they have the sergeants, the lieutenants, the captains, the what have you, right? But they're not like generals or anything like that. It's just I think they would probably go up to like captain or something along those lines with this particular area.
Oh no. Let's see. I'm gonna hand. I don't think I brought. I don't think I would have brought one of those with me. I would not have anticipated needing a thesaurus for English to Spanish, being that I know it. Do we have a whiteboard in this?
Sure.
All right. Take you back to high school.
Yep.
Toss you a blank notebook and I write like 6 words on the board. And their conjugations down, and I tell you, just write them down 23 times. Say them out loud 23 times until they form habitual muscle memory.
Yep.
And then we'll move on to the next 6.
So what all right, so given the time constraint,
you have to learn vosotros.
all right, so given the time constraint that you guys are kind of under, right? The boat is due to be in port in 3 days. The weapons deal is in 4 days. So you guys have basically, for lack of a better term, 3 days for you to get Amazon kind of up to snuff. So over the course of the next couple of days, I need Amazon. I need you to make. We'll say you go at this for, I don't know. We'll say 6 hours between today. You know what I'm saying, for the next day. I want you to go ahead and make me an intelligence check. Just add your proficiency or whatnot, right?
Add proficiency?
Nah, just your base proficiency bonus, right? And then
so proficiency bonus or any the intelligence bonus,
the intelligence bonus. I'm sorry.
which is nothing.
Okay, well, just make me an intelligence check.
7.
Right. So, Amazon has managed to retain yes, no, and you'll have to ask my supervisor.
You're not my supervisor.
Yeah. Come on, does that make sense? Okay. As I think there's a bit of frustration from Amazon at this point because things aren't going in.
Well, yes, no, and you're not my supervisor.
Scheiße. Fuck, German. No, Spanish. So yeah. Welcome to the Spy Game where we learn Spanish.
Yes.
See,
Troubled
No,
waters.
eres mi supervisor.
Troubled waters, ladies and gentlemen. The troubled waters are getting a zero modifier intelligence person to learn a language in 3 days.
yes. Yep.
Holy shit. That's so good.
Right?
I,
Okay, so
to us, I say, but would I seem to get advantage because archangels are teaching?
no,
Damn.
it's not that
An
easy.
educator.
I just try.
He's not an educator. He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Duchess is, for lack of a better term,
Oh,
an assassin.
Oh,
Well, hello.
and the phoenix has landed. Woo!
Oh,
Hello.
no.
Sorry about that. I'm terribly sorry.
A wild Fen has appeared. Send out your
Yes.
Pokeballs.
Please don't throw your balls at me. Preferentially. I'm sorry. I'm
Alright.
sorry.
Crazy.
So I'm here to bring the tone down. Just continue as if I was never here. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
You're missing the Duolingo episode.
Yeah, right? You're missing all of the
I'm just-
Duolingo
I've still been listening in, so I've caught the most part. I
So,
sort of know what's going on. Yeah.
while you see Amazon struggling to learn what he can of Castilian Spanish, she's only managed to, retain, yes, no, and you're not my supervisor after 6 hours. That being said, you get an alert, Phoenix, on your laptop from
Okay.
command, for lack of a better term.
Okie doke. Let's open up the alert.
It is basically a message from command saying known, basically going over known person or known associate seen at the port in Spain.
Okay.
Because you guys have been steadily sending up this information up the chain kind of thing, they're trying to send stuff back to you. One, the name doesn't necessarily look familiar to you, right?
Okay.
But you get a dossier and some photos of a medium black-haired woman, rather pale, at the docks in what appear in paramilitary fatigues and holding a clipboard and looking like she's checking off a manifest as things are being loaded. And it says Jeanette Lacroix, aka the Raven, underneath it.
What was that last name?
Lacroix?
Ah, Lacroix.
Quack.
Lacroix.
Ah. Yes. Okay, and also known as the Crow.
No, known as the Raven.
Oh, the Raven. Sorry, I got La Crow. That's what I got caught on.
No,
I'm
that was my
sorry.
mouth not working.
It's fine. Okay, cool. Jeanette
It's a different
Lacroix.
story.
Hmm.
Okay, the Raven. She sounds sufficiently French.
And you receive a Duchess. You kind of notice over over your shoulder, right? You're just kind of looking and watching Amazon struggle, trying not to laugh. You notice the picture, and it's you're like, oh shit, I know who that is. And what you recall of her, to include the synopsis of her dossier that they have. She is French Special Forces, specifically in long-range assassinations and counterintelligence. She is recorded. Her record says that she has over 120 confirmed kills. 2 kills confirmed at 3/4 of a mile.
I will relay that info.
And
Yes.
that's just the confirmed ones.
Says that this is a suspected associate of Mr. Wilson.
Is that, I think that's also what Anne was listening to that. Shit, should we...
Yeah, right.
Distracted by that.
You're muted, Phoenix.
Little too brain gets.
So did you say long range specialist and their last name is Lacroix?
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that there. Okay. And they're French.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say anything else on the matter. Okay, wonderful. Okay.
So, Duchess, you recognize this one as you've had some altercations in the past, whereas one of those you both kind of got the same target, but it's that, I don't want to say that not that friendly competition with one another, but you are both well known to one another, and you have a natural disdain for one another.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going to obtain Port Authority uniforms?
Well, you're not going as Port Authority, though.
Aren't we going as
Right.
Spanish?
Yeah, why would they show up in their stuff? Wouldn't they just show up in civilians?
Yep.
In regular clothing?
I assume we would have shown up in Spanish Port Authority uniform.
Nah, not necessarily. You're on a foreign soil. So, you don't actually, for lack of a better term, have jurisdiction. So you wouldn't have those kinds of amenities with you. You'd have your credentials to verify who you are. But in that particular situation, you wouldn't necessarily have any sort of uniform, or you could pass yourself off as plainclothes. That's on you, as plainclothes agents, because you're just investigating agents.
Phoenix, did we ask you to make identification for us?
We got Port Authority documentation with official markings on. Yeah.
Fully.
And I don't recall creating fake IDs.
You hadn't yet. It was on your to-do list.
Okay. So that is
But
something
you
I
made-
need to do.
You had made, according to this, you had made all of the necessary background check information and falsified employment history, but you had yet to make the actual, IDs and badges and stuff themselves.
Okay. Yeah. So we just need some IDs.
We can make those.
That's more along the lines, that's kind of falls into Duchess's purview. So, what else would you guys like to be doing?
Would it require proficiency in forgery?
That would help, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So, who is going to be the primary on the making of the on the making of the IDs?
I mean, personally, I would imagine that I'm gonna assume Duchess has the majority know-how on that. I have proficiency for forgery, but I would imagine it's more on the lines of digital forgery.
True. Yeah.
At least I'm gonna say it's flavored that way, in the sense of
Makes sense.
I don't tend to deal much with paper, I guess. So
Very well.
I'm gonna say digital forgery for things like, I'm gonna probably butcher things here, RFID stuff and digital signatures.
Sounds technical. I like it.
And
Yeah.
replicating stuff.
There you go. I'm here for it.
Technomancy.
Using the
Yes, very-
technomancy. Yep, sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And the like, and the like.
Okay. All right. So if that's the case, then Phoenix would be assisting Duchess. So Duchess, you would be able to make your roll at advantage for being able to create these documents.
Okay, and what is that? Just a flat check, or is it a specific skill?
It would be a forgery. So we'll go with we're gonna have you make deception checks on this one, I think.
Okay. And I'm proficient with a forgery kit. Would I add anything for that?
Yes. You'll add your proficiency bonus with this.
Okay. So that's 21.
21. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You pretty much make everybody's documents and what have you to make their ID cards. So they've all got their cool handy little flip badges and what have you, and you kind of scrounge through your gear, and you, during this time, because this is a time consuming process, which would probably eat up the majority of your day to make it for all four of you. Then at this particular, so that's kind of what your focus is going to be during this time. Phoenix obviously assisting you with that, double checking, making sure that everything lines up how it's supposed to be. That Amazon working on her own language barriers would eat up the majority of this day as well. Archangel, during this time, what is it that you wish to be doing? We have Duchess and Phoenix making identification. Amazon is failing at Rosetta Stone. And what are you doing?
I would like to begin the process of synthesizing anti or antidotal VX administrations.
Okay.
I don't know how many I can get done.
So what you'd be doing, right, is given the equipment that you have, you can basically make EpiPens, for lack of a better term, for the group.
Okay.
But it would take the majority of the day for you to do so, because you're basically deconstructing an EpiPen, removing the fluids, putting in the new medication that they're going to need.
Sure.
But you only have enough resources to literally make 4 of them. To do so, I will have you make a medicine check for me, please.
Medicina. That's an 18.
It takes you a little longer than suspected, and you are 98% sure that you've got the mixture right for this. But it's that whole, good enough for government work. After all, you don't have a full lab at your disposal to be able to, make it sure. So, doing what you can with what you have, kind of thing.
Sure. I will then use the rest of my time. If I've used the majority of my day, I would like to use what little amount of time I have left in my full day, because one of these doses is for moi.
Spend a little extra time on that one.
To make double sure that I am 100% sure that at least mine works.
Okay, go ahead and make me another medicine check.
Ooh, that's better. 21.
You are without a doubt certain that yours, and yours alone, has no questions as to its effectiveness.
I will put that in my pill tin, or syringes, right? I'll keep that one on me at all times.
Yep. They're kind of like, they're auto-injector pens, so kind of like an EpiPen, only, a little more chunky.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I'll keep that one either in a pocket or in my hands if I'm nude.
The day progresses. You guys continue to go over and refine your plans. It rolls into the night, and then the next day comes around. You guys basically, this is the day. This is the day before the big mission. What are you going to try and do with this particular time?
I suggest today's the day we travel down to the port.
You want to get there like a full day in advance?
Well, in case anything goes wrong on the journey, we want to make sure we have plenty of time to rest, because it's going to be a hell of a day.
I just want to double check the location of the ship currently.
As you're tracking, as you basically regain the tracking of the ship through different means, it is en route, and it is due to arrive. It is due to enter Kenyan waters at mid-afternoon ish tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Do we have enough time to leave here and get there before it arrives?
Like same day kind of thing? Yeah.
Right. Well, I want to get there before it arrives in the afternoon.
Oh yes. Yeah. You leave in the morning with enough time kind of thing. Get there, all that stuff.
Cool.
I think if we leave early, then we can ensure we're there. Do not want to pipe this up, because who knows, something might happen on the roads. We don't know. Some might delay. I don't trust the between cities roads here too well.
You were able to get into a satellite, right, Phoenix?
Correct.
The 3 locations that we followed those others to the other night. Could you use a satellite to look at those?
I can see if I can focus in on the 3 potential locations. I start tapping away.
Mm-hmm. What is it exactly that you are trying to find out?
Well, if we had an aerial view, I'm relaying this to you because this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If we were able to get an aerial view of the ship, maybe we can get an aerial view of those 3 locations and see which ones there's like activity at.
Movement. Yeah.
For the general's possible like base location.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It takes some finagling and a bit of backdoor expertise, but you are competent. And you do notice that there are, out of all 3 locations, one of them has a little bit more activity than the others. It turns out, from what you're able to figure out from the satellite overviews, that all 3 of these locations are, in fact, locations that he will operate out of. But which one he's at any given point in time is variable. So they are, but the one that has more activity is a good solid indicator.
Okay.
One thing that you do notice, are you going to surveil over the course of the day?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So go ahead and make me an espionage check.
Espionage.
Espionage.
It would help if I had my guns. This is how chaotic today has been, to the point where nothing is ready. Espionage.
Espionage.
Okay, that would be 8 plus. What is my buff on that? 13.
13's good enough. You've been sitting here watching it all day long. You're not trying and get something at a glance.
Okay.
You do notice that one of the bases, the southernmost base, closest to Port Jordan, has had several cargo trucks show up over the course of the day. Like one, then like a pair will show up. And as you're watching this particular feed, you notice that they look like they're staging, like they're getting ready to conduct like an actual convoy.
And that was
the southernmost base closest to Port Jordan. It's approximately 45 minutes from Port Jordan.
Okay. Excellent.
It just take Phoenix basically most of the day to do this.
Well, I mean, if she's just continually kind of like reviewing it, watching it, kind of keeping an eye on it, kind of thing. Obviously, there's regular tasks that she's able to do at the same time. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably be playing like Overwatch or some shit whilst watching this on the other screen.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can multitask this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
I need to know, is Phoenix a Sombra main?
No, though that would make sense, wouldn't it? I'm going to say no, just for the sake of not being too stereotypical. But I know who
Brigitte
Jeanette
all
Lacroix
day.
mains.
Oh, can't imagine who would be.
Yeah.
Hey,
And Amazon's going to do some more, try to put some Spanish.
make me another intelligence check, please, to see what you retain today.
11. That's a little bit better.
Okay, so you've got yes, no, you're not my supervisor, and you have opened that door, and you have get back up.
Where is the library?
Oh, and you also have where is the bathroom and 2 beers, please.
Dos cervezas, por favor. And ¿dónde está el baño?
Wow, look at that! Look at that! Picking it up
Baño.
already.
Baño is masculine. It's el.
El baño.
You got
Oh
it.
yeah, because it's an O, not an A. Okay. See, I can do things.
So, like, literally, Phoenix is sitting there playing Overwatch and just barking it out periodically, like the whole like, see, look at that, anybody can learn this.
Literally, I've got like a half a headset on listening to Overwatch. The other one's got an earphone with like a Spanish audiobook, and I'm monitoring surveillance.
I mean, that's multitasking at its finest, right there. Duchess and Archangel, is there anything you wish to do during the course of this particular day?
I'm gonna check Duchess's wounds.
They're healing okay. She hasn't been picking at it. It's good.
Okay.
She needs she needs a bandage change out, but
Right.
that's to be expected.
I think we played it a little safe here. It's sealed, but we probably should have cauterized the wound just to be safe. I'm gonna give Duchess some antibiotics and make sure to redress the bandage. This time I'll actually use like a Bactine or disinfectant on the wound site so that now it's sealed. We can make sure that it's clean.
Okay. The table, the big conference table that has all the cool like touchscreen shit on it, right? Like starts almost like having the incoming call thing going on, right? And it's like brr, 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 brr. Anybody answer it?
Oh,
I
here
went
goes.
until the
See?
third one.
It's just like, see?
Sinclair basically appears and on the screen, and he goes, "Hello,
We've been
agents."
trying to reach you about your car insurance.
So, wow, car insurance, good one. You have. So, what news do you have? Crickets.
Yeah, look at Phoenix.
One more
Well-
round. One more round.
Well, my win-loss ratio's gone up.
Oh. Good to
No,
know that you're doing those things on company time.
Listen. Anyway, no. I have been monitoring 3 locations that the general might be operating at in the area, one of which is showing some remarkable activity at the moment. We believe they're staging from the southernmost base. It's about 45-minute journey from the port to that base. So we believe that's going to be the transport route.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Make sure to upload the location that you have discovered through your laptop to us. What is your intent for stopping the weapons deal?
I am going to hand you over to Archangel for that, I think, whilst I log these reports for you.
Midway through dressing Duchess, what's that? What am I?
I'll do it if you
What do you need?
Duchess, what happened to you?
Oh, it's just a flesh wound.
From what? And you see him like pull up papers, and he's like, "There's nothing in any of these reports saying you engaged with anyone. What is going on?"
Phoenix interjects when you say "from what," and Phoenix just out the corner says "a medieval knight," and then goes back to typing.
Oh, what? A medieval
It
knight?
was an off the books job. Just happened to be in the area.
Listen, you work for D.A.G.R now. You don't work for Iris or ISIS or any of the other fucking companies that are still exist and operating around this world. You work for us now. Off the books missions, going all on your own is not okay. It is not sanctioned, it is not authorized. Had you gotten killed, this team would be down one more. We're not allowing that anymore. This is your only warning. You will be burned globally.
Now you sound like my exes, but I take your message, Sinclair.
So, sir, what we have managed to locate is the ship where we believe this shipment coming from with the nerve agent. Now we know the nerve agent needs to remain cold, so Phoenix here has been able to identify is identifying any containers that have liquid nitrogen on them. Through that, we can tell through through manifest of what company is holding those containers, say who's the name on those containers, and then we can use those to identify the other weapon shipments. We have been able to flag the Phoenix has been able to flag the ship as being for smuggling. So the Kenyan port authorities will stop outside of shore, which will be stopping tomorrow. We are going to be boarding as in the guise of Spanish port authorities. A school, I'm pretty sure we're going to be in report. But, so we will infiltrate. We will find, neutralize the nerve agent, and we know there are 12 unknowns aboard. One of whom, which is likely this Raven, are we able to go? So that leaves another 11 unidentified. One of whom we assume is a hacker.
Assuming, because they'd be mad not to.
Yes.
For such a high-tech thing.
Yes. But I'm assuming that as soon as we move against the crate with the VX nerve gas, those individuals there will engage us in a firefight. So we're hoping that these Kenyan port authorities will have our backs for that.
Okay.
We can then neutralize the VX nerve gas, and with a bit of luck as well, put the weapons completely out of commission, thereby rendering the arms deal completely useless.
Very well. Once you have secured the ship, go get to their basically get. We will be monitoring the ship's communication traffic. Once the ship is secured, ensure that you call across, like basically call from the ship, right, to us, using the code word Lazarus. and the cavalry will be called in to secure the weapons from the boat.
What do you mean by the cavalry?
We have the United States Marine Corps standing by just off the coast of Ethiopia.
See, this is what I was saying we should have done. Just send in the water people.
One would presume that they need confirmation that this stuff is on the ship before.
Ammon does not scoff at the idea of the Marines being the cavalry. I rolled an 18 on that saving throw. Say nothing.
And yes, Archangel is correct. Before those particular forces can be committed, confirmation of the weapons must be present. Simply saying a cold spot on a ship does not qualify as such.
So, does it need to be directly over the ship's communication system, or will communication from Phoenix laptop being on the ship suffice?
Either or.
Perfect. And how long would it take for the Marines to arrive?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. Phoenix, how far is that base? You were saying they're staging it away from the base that they're staging at? How
45.
And that's by road?
Correct.
Do they have any helicopters there?
Kurt, did I see any helicopters?
Just trucks.
No, trucks only.
Okay. So we're assuming they're gonna. We're hoping then that we're able to get on and send the call up before they send their call up for backup. Because if they send their call up first, we're in trouble.
All right. It sounds like you have a plan in order. I look forward to hearing from your report. Don't
Before
fail.
you leave St. Clair, since I'm out of warning, I figured I should bring this up. We have reason to believe that Jeanette Lacroix will be on board. Do we have any engagement rules there that I should be aware of?
If she's working with Wilson, then she must be eliminated.
So you're saying against Wilson's agent, lethal force is fully authorized?
Yes.
Thank
If
you.
Wilson and or any of his associates are on board.
And we're to confirm that before engaging with her?
Yes.
Is her presence there not evidence enough that she's involved somehow?
She may not be on the boat. You have sanction to eliminate her. The crew of that ship is more than likely just paid. So unless they open fire on you themselves, do your best not to kill the crew of the ship. They are probably just civilians.
So we're not to fire the first shot. Got it.
All right.
I look forward to reading your report. And it just like you.
I'm not a fan of him.
Well,
The word stiff comes to mind.
Yeah, British. So, for weapons on board Duchess, I advise that again we have the option of submachine gun and shotgun. I'll take a shotgun. I advise you take a submachine gun. Easier for your shoulder. Well, that's healing.
Agreed. Never did like the kickback.
Didn't they say... Isn't Lacroix a long-range specialist?
that is what you said, yes?
So, if she's on the boat, she's gonna be at range, right? Is that how this works?
We're presumably not going to be watching the ship roll in from a great distance. We'll be intercepting it once it's on port.
Oh, no, we're intercepting it in the water. It won't be making it to port. The protocols dictate that this thing won't be allowed into port if it's flagged. So we'll be taking a boat out there. We'll be meeting the ship.
Right. We got a long day. We got a big day tomorrow. Make sure you eat well.
Hey, there's lots of boxes on the ship then.
Judging by what I could see, quite a few. You know, your typical very large freighter stuff. You know, the kind of stuff you see getting caught in straits and all that. Canals, that sort of thing.
Phoenix, is there any particular one of the shotgun or submachine gun variety you would like to carry? Although I don't know if you're how well you're going to use it. I have a pistol, it's created. I have a couple pistols hidden. You can use those.
So did you say variety of submachine gun or shotgun?
I have options of submachine gun or shotgun. Again,
Can't say I've really fired either.
All right.
I will stick with my sidearm, thanks.
Yeah, it's more for show. Let's keep the pistols.
Well, I think at that point we're gonna take a little break, and then we will be back for the second half of today's episode. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be back here shortly. Stand up, take a break, stretch your legs, grab a snack, grab a drink, grab a beer, what have you, and we will be right back. Hello, folks, and welcome to part 2 of today's episode of The Spy Game. Our team has developed their plan. They've briefed their operations handler, and Sinclair isn't giving off the best vibes when it comes to this particular group, but they have their plan. And what is it you wish to do now?
Like to take a shower.
After that combo, for sure.
So I'm gonna go do that.
Okay.
Amazon looks at the table and is tempted to shoot the table, but decides against it.
Fair enough. So, for the course of the rest of the day, is there anything like super pressing you wish to do?
Are there any diseases that mock the symptoms of VX poisoning?
No. Flesh-eating bacteria?
Well, like early stages, right? Is there anything like that? Like, what are the symptoms of VX gas poisoning?
Like your freaking, your nerves lock up, your freaking body like seizes. So
Lower high blood pressure, blurred vision, chest tightness. Okay. Cough, diarrhea, drooling, and excessive sweating. Okay, cool.
What, and paralysis?
So, I mean, paralysis comes later, I guess, but like a lot of those sound like pretty much everything else, which is just chest tightness, coughing, diarrhea.
Mm-hmm. The only difference is that it's not like gradual. It's like within seconds, all of these things start happening.
Ew. Okay.
Also, so as soon as you get like inhale any of this, it's pretty much game over.
It's
well, apart from that,
you have 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hell of a speed run.
You breathe in and 30 seconds later you cough, diarrhea, sweat, dead.
I mean, at least it's quick.
Yeah.
I guess. So yes. By the way, the reason I said specifically I want to go shower is because I've been planted at this desk for practically 2 days straight.
Yeah.
There is like a pyramid of energy drink cans. And she doesn't usually drink energy drinks, which means she's been working overclock.
I would say that there isn't a pile of energy drink cans because as Amazon been trying to mostly get up walking, because Amazon don't like sitting down for a long period of time, just walking and watch autopilot just crush and just try to desperately learn.
I can imagine one point I'm just like typing away and I go to reach for the can and it's not there. Okay.
What? Another can.
You just place another one. Oh, okay, thanks. It cracks open.
What's it? 2 beers, please.
So you guys.
So I say, thank you, and you say,
you're not my supervisor.
You're not my supervisor.
Yes. This is of course the Spanish.
Yes. I say thank you, and you say you're not my supervisor.
I was saying thank you.
Oh,
which I've forgotten what thank you is.
He just goes, "You're welcome." You're welcome.
Like de nada, no problem. De nada.
No.
I think it's de nada. Yeah.
Languages are fucking bad.
No, that's you welcome. Were you asking what thank you was?
No, it's like de nada was like no problem, and I can't remember what thank you is for some reason. I got por favor, gracias. Yeah, of course, there it is. Ugh. Okay, thanks.
All right, so the rest of the day continues on, and you finish out. The next day, this is the day. This is the day the ship is due to stop, or be stopped. It has been alerted. The port authorities have, once the ship crested into Kenyan waters, the ship has been stopped right there at the border. The port authorities say that they are going to be going out to it. It is the beginning of. It is the start of the day. So, what do you guys wish to do?
I think we'll get it. Trying to get people moving. Because assuming that people will take a bit of time to get moving. Adam's got things loaded in the truck ready.
Okay. What about the rest
Can I
of
wear
you?
my still suit under my like civilian clothes?
Yeah, I would say so. Yes.
Cool.
I'm running final checks and double checks on tracking locations of convoys, making sure that all necessary data is uploaded to my portable unit.
At the time, because you've been watching it, right? You see movement around the trucks, but not like they're fixing to leave right now. Type movement. As far as the ship goes, the container ship has been stopped.
Okay, right. So the boat has been stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the boat. Right, so I'm going to relate this to the teams. Okay, so in the current state, the convoy is not yet moving out. Neither is it fully gearing up, but the boat has been stopped. FYI, of course.
Sure. So
We begin moving.
let's go.
Now would be a good time. Assuming we're all ready.
Yep.
Truck is packed with everything ready to go. Just waiting on
It
you
is how
guys.
it will ever be. I would like to prep one more syringe.
Okay. So this is.
Is it
What's that?
is it possible to quickly get just like a watered down syringe of like, I don't know, trying to think of something that acts quickly and knocks people. GHB.
Yeah, make a medicine check for me.
Sick.
THB? What's THB?
16.
G-
GHP is I forget the full name, but it's sleepy time drugs.
Yeah.
Nice
sleepy-
wheel in a tube.
You already have a sedative of that anyway, so.
Medicine. 22.
Yep, sure do.
Cool.
You managed to quickly synthesize and get a syringe full of it.
Sick. I will hold on to one of those.
All right.
Again, everything I do seems completely weird sometimes. I'm going through I've got like a rucksack as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm frantically scruffling around in it as if I can't find something.
Okay. What are you looking for?
And then I run over to the fridge and look in the fridge, and I slam the fridge door shut. And then I just put my hands on my hips and look at Did we run out of cold brews?
Yes.
You drank them all. You hit
Okay,
them before you hit any energy drinks.
Oh, that would be why I moved on. Right. Okay, looks like I'm going without then.
Not to bring this back up, but he pulls that bottle of caffeine pills from day one and shakes it. If you're feeling tired and need a pick-me-up.
As she holds her hands up as if to like indicate that she might catch it if you throw it.
All right, yeah, he'll throw the full bottle.
How big's the bottle?
It's a medicine bottle.
Okay, cool.
It's this fucking giant, like, here you go.
It's like a jar. It's like a
Like a
Costco-sized
mason
jar. Instead of Cheez-Its on the inside, it's just caffeine pills. Enjoy.
This will last me a day.
Oh,
Yep,
sure.
it's one pill this big, and surprise, it's a suppository.
Oh no!
Jesus.
That reminds me of Futurama. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I'll use these sparingly.
That'd be wise. No more than 2 at a time. No more than 3 in a day.
What happens out of curiosity if I exceed that?
Well, each pill is like 180 milligrams of caffeine.
that in
Which-
coffee terms. How many
Okay,
cups?
so each pill is like 2 cups of coffee, maybe 3, depending on the coffee. So like
As I'm guiding them towards the track.
Like-
yes. You just kind of like
3
herding
or
them
4
towards the track.
pills. 3 or 4 pills might stop your heart.
As he's saying this, I just kind of like flip the lid open.
I would need you all to note I'm wearing an obnoxious ass like khaki safari big hunter outfit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Don't swallow the green one at the bottom. That one's not caffeine.
Then why is it in the same bottle?
Similar
is it?
effects. Don't eat it.
And you just said that as an afterthought?
Yeah. It's the only one that's not white in the bottle. I'm just saying, don't eat
Right,
the
well,
green one.
is this like the secret malaria pill?
No. No, it's got similar effects. Just don't.
Similar effects.
As you all load up into the vehicle and head out, you begin your drive to Port Jordan. The drive goes rather uneventfully. And now Phoenix is fixated. She's like, what is the fucking green pill?
Is it a nootropic?
A what?
A nootropic?
Oh no, nothing so
No?
nothing so sinister. It's just,
Well, it's not sinister. I mean, it got me through my exams.
I mean, we're not technically trading in. It's not an illegal substance. I'm just saying.
No, but now that we're talking about it, right? You could fix something up, right? I mean, I'm not talking like NZT limitless stuff.
No,
That's
it's
not possible. But
I don't have a lab for that kind of stuff, but it's something I've been working on. I'm
Wait,
just saying it's experimental.
what if you did have a lab? I mean, just whilst we're on the journey down, I could ask you this, right? So, what if you did have a lab? Could you do that? By the way, just to know, I'd already popped one caffeine pill by this point.
If I had a lab, given time, I might be able to produce something.
Okay,
So
how much time?
as
how much
so
money?
as you guys are making this trip, obviously Amazon is driving. Duchess, I'm assuming you're taking shotgun. As these two particular individuals are in the back seat, having this long conversation about for what amounts to starting their own meth lab, in pill
It's
form.
not meth.
It's not meth. It's not meth.
No,
It's
no,
much worse.
no. It's
Infinitely better and non-habit forming.
Super meth.
super
Like all meth drugs.
super meth. As they continue on down this, you have to wonder what caliber of agents D.A.G.R is pulling from for these particular missions.
Like a spicy Adderall.
Hey, look, I'm good at what I do. Just saying.
It's that somebody put that on a shirt. It's like a spicy Adderall. Like, put that on a shirt, somebody. It's like a spicy Adderall. Hi everybody, welcome to D.A.G.R. What's your show like? Spicy Adderall.
Adderall.
I mean, that would pull me in.
I mean,
Still working on the name.
We'll workshop it.
workshop it. Yep.
Current name is Mask.
As you guys continue, you guys arrive after approximately 4 hours later. We'll say 3.5 because Amazon is in a quick hurry to get this conversation to end. You guys arrive to the port. You guys are met at the gate. An armed guard comes up to you and says, "Who are you and why are you here?"
I just pass over the ID because I'm assuming he's on the driver's side.
He just kind of looks at you.
All up.
Why? What are you doing here?
I lean back and motion to Duchess.
I start off in like Spanish, and then I'm like, no.
Permítanme presentarles a mis colegias.
Estamos aquí de costumbres españolas.
And he literally responds in Spanish. Oh, you're the ones that I was told to expect.
Precisamente.
Oh, okay. Hold. He's like hold, please. And like he goes over to like his little gatehouse thing or whatever, and he pulls up a phone, and he's talking into it for a minute, and he's just like, and he goes, and he basically says again in Spanish, um, uh, like, and I mean like he's like his is good, his stuff is his Spanish is like on point kind of thing. He says to go down. He says go down to all the way to the end. You'll pass two large office buildings, and then you'll hook. He's like you'll hook a left, and then you'll see a series of warehouses. They're waiting for you at the pier on the at Pier 91. It's marked. If you can't read the numbers, because he doesn't understand, like he's speaking it, but he doesn't actually like read it. Like you get the impression that he can't read it. He says, if you can't read the numbers, look for the anchor with a fish above it.
All right. I will thank him and then just kind of
Okay.
pat Amazon.
And I'll drive off and go, what the fuck do you say?
They just relay back the instructions.
As you guys are going and you turn down, you guys obviously are very much now at the docks, right? It's like the windows are slightly down and that whoosh of sea air starts to fill the vehicle. And as you're driving down, you notice at every single one of the piers, right, there are two corresponding symbols with each pier, as well as the number listed above it. You guys continue on, and as you're driving for about 5 or so minutes, because you're only allowed to go like 25 miles an hour down the pier, you guys come to the pier and you see a large group of people assembled, and a bunch of those they're not dinghies, but like the rubber boats, the rubber assault boats that like special forces guys use,
like ribs.
yeah, there you go. Like set up, like there's like 3 or 4 of them that are set up, and you see a bunch of guys like standing out. They're like doing like gear checks and everything along those lines as you guys pull up.
How many do we see? How many guys do we see?
You see 16 dudes.
So 16. So we'll have a number of that.
You see what appears to be 10 guys who actively look like they're kind of very paramilitary looking, right? And then the other 6, they have that kind of FBI agent, like the office dude is now out in the field kind of thing, so he's just kind of got the big jacket on or whatnot, right? Very blatantly wearing the the life vest already, whereas the kind of more tactical looking dudes are just kind of like laughing and joking about like, oh, look at the nerds are out here kind of thing. One of the tactical guys and one of the, for lack of a say, we'll say the bureaucrats, comes up, and they look you over, see you, and they start off in English. Who are you and why are you here?
Motion to just the lead on as I'm putting stuff on.
I'll just start off in Spanish. We're from Spanish Customs here to, investigate a red flag that went up.
He just kind of like blinks at you a couple of times. What language are you speaking?
And then I'll relay that back in English.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we left the only man who speaks Spanish here. It was at the gate. We thought this might be a problem. All right. Very well. We are loading up, doing our final checks. I will say that I do not personally like you being here. The captain does not like you being here. This is our territory, but apparently some sort of joint operation was coordinated with your offices and ours. What should we be expecting? Because apparently they said that the boss said that you know what we should be looking for.
¿Estamos buscando drogas o? Dile que estamos buscando drogas o.
Yes. We have a kind of report that there were maybe, well, not maybe leaning towards a definite C. That there are drugs on board. We weren't able to get a full inspection before they could leave, but we have reasonable suspicion that this is how they say, a big haul.
Oh, okay. We did not bring drug dogs. Give us a moment, please. And you see him pull out a cell phone, and he starts like punching in numbers, this, that, or the other, and he's talking to the captain in Swahili, and the captain's like, "Oh, okay," and he pulls out a radio and he starts talking on it, right? And then he's like, we will have to delay the launch by 20 minutes. The dog teams are coming now. We did not know to expect drugs. Yes, Phoenix.
I step forward because I don't like the sound of a delay. I step forward, and obviously I've got my rucksack with me.
Mhm.
And I basically say, we anticipate. Oh, can we just imagine I'm doing this in an accent, please?
Mhm.
Because although I could try, I don't want to butcher it, and I feel like that would be really insensitive. So I would basically step forward and say, yeah, we anticipated the drugs would be here. That's why it was flagged up. However, just in case you didn't have dogs, which it seems to be in the case that you don't, I do have some technology on me that acts as a virtual sniffer. So we won't need to delay the launch at all.
Well, it's like they'll be here in 20 minutes. I mean, the ship's not going anywhere. Like they're like the ship's not going anywhere. It will remain there.
No, of course, the ship's not going anywhere, but we're pretty limited on the time that we have. Of course, this isn't where we're from, and we do have other things to get back to as well. We would prefer if the operation went as quick as possible.
Make a do.
I mean, you understand, superiors and all that.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion.
If I may try to assist her so she can get advantage here. Bear in mind, this is in your territory, so the color would be yours. The quicker we can get started, the faster we can.
I'll grant advantage on that one if you guys are kind of like trying to fast talk him a little bit.
And of course, it does seem like you want us to get out of your hair as soon as possible. Everything defaults to Russian.
But it works.
Everything sounds Russian when I do it. Okay, so do I roll with advantage then?
Yes, you'd get advantage.
Persuasion with advantage. Okay. Where did I put my dice? Okay, well, roll number 1 is 18. Roll number 2 is 13. So we're looking at an 18, please.
Okay. Okay. Let's load the boats. Let's load the boats. Is what you guys hear. The guy who has been identified as the captain, right? He like radios and this, that, or the other, and they start loading up the boats and fire up the boat motors. How do you guys want to go? There are 5 boats. Do you wish to all ride in the same boat or split up amongst them?
Oh, so we'll be kind of guide to the same boat.
So I just
Then
heard.
nothing, but
I literally only just heard. Would you like to stay together or split the party?
That's exactly what you heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
we'll stay in one boat.
Okay. Phoenix, your phone goes off. And it just says Sinclair update. Question mark.
What was it? A text or a call?
Like a text.
It was a text. Okay. Just saying. En route to target via boat. Even though I'm probably
send.
using a smartphone, not
Yep.
a Nokia. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you guys load up in the boat. You send it off. The guy says, "It'll take us about 10 minutes to get out to them. They're just out at the edge of the port waters, and they said that they've had basically two of their version of of their Coast Guard, right? Two of their helicopters have been steadily keeping eye and circle on it. They said there hasn't been any sort of activity at all. And the ship's crew has been complying. You guys are like sitting there just going, right? And, total like montage type thing of it just looking epically badass with that sweet aerial views like spinning around as you guys are all freaking riding out to the boat. After, right on cue, after about 10 minutes, you guys start to see the boat on the horizon. This massive, massive cargo ship. It is a large it is a huge container ship. You guys are rolling up. You guys notice that the engine's cut back a little bit. You see one of them pull out like a radio that's on one of the boats, right? And they start talking into it, and they get they're like, lower your boarding ramp off of the starboard, lower the boarding ramp off the starboard side. They're like, okay, give us a couple of minutes to get it set, and we'll drop the boarding ramp. And you guys literally see like this kind of small, like almost looks like fire escape type mechanism, right? Start dropping down with a couple of platforms and then like a ladder. And it's like, okay, let's go. And as you guys start to roll up to the you guys start rolling up, is there anything you wish to do beforehand?
I'm just keeping an eye on the ship, see who's watching. Said so.
Okay.
Just trying to keep an eye out for anything.
You guys see a like a handful of like the deckhands, right? They're all like looking over the sides at you guys, and you can't quite make them out, right? They're looking over the sides at y'all and rolling up as you guys are coming this side or the other, and you guys get onto the boat. You guys are the first boat to come up. It's like you four. You have two of the Port Authority bureaucrats, right? And four of their two of their actual like paramilitary guys. One guy's operating the boat, and one guy's just kind of standing there with you. You guys get off the boat, and you guys look up, and they're like, "Come on up, come on up."
I start climbing.
Okay. And as you guys are climbing up, you guys hear what? You guys hear and see two explosions as both helicopters are shot out of the sky by missiles fired from the top deck of the boat itself. And that's where we're going to end today.
Ah!
I hate you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, we're in combat now, motherfuckers.
And with that, it seems like such a great opportune time for that to happen.
Shit.
So wait, they had air torpedoes?
They had air torpedoes. Yes, they had air torpedoes, also known as missiles.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody who stuck it out with us today as we're playing today's episode of the spy game Troubled Waters. We It's been a blast so far, and I'm very excited to see what happens next week when we get into the thick of it on this particular boat. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. It is most definitely going to be interesting to say the least. But we have explosions on the high seas. Well, not on the high seas, but close enough, right? But that being said, I want to thank everybody who hung out. I want to thank my wonderful cast, and we will go around the table and we will talk about where we can find everybody who is here. Starting off with Mr. Philip.
Hi, I'm Philip, or you can also find me at Because Rafer on Twitter, and I do assisting on the Blood in the Thames channel. At the point where we are doing, we're playing Blood in the Seven, which is a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. If you're not aware of the game, it is a horror game, so please be one of that. But yeah, we're into our third season, and it is brilliant. It's great.
Well, all right. Next, we have Velvet. Where can we find you and all the wonderful things that you do?
Thank you all so much for joining us for episode 4, featuring D.A.G.R torpedoes. I've been Velvet. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar. Here Sunday afternoons. Actually, right after this, you can find me on the Colonomicon channel for a Comrades one shot with the awesome Colin and the lovely Anna. Friday evenings on the Fey Realm for Tales of the Amazing Aegis, and Saturday evenings at the Bard's Playhouse for a Fall of London Vampire 5th edition campaign.
All right. And our wonderful Bright Dystopia. Where can we find you?
Ooh, I'm Bright Dystopia. You can find me at my channel and all forms of social media at Bright Dystopia. I stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and sometimes on Wednesdays. And other than that, you can catch me right here Sunday afternoons playing this character. Every other Monday, you can find me on TPK Roleplay, where I am playing in an altered carbon game, where I play the magnificent mercenary Kai Rhodes. That is an interesting game as well. If you like this one, you'll like that one. Come visit, come say hi, come be with me, come watch me say really stupid shit live on camera.
And last but certainly not least, Isla, where can we find you and all these wonderful things you have going on?
Hello, I am of course Phoenix Over. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as Phoenix Over. Other than that, though, and I would say at the moment, more importantly, you can find me over at Infinite RP or Infinite RP _ for Twitch, where we are currently running our Lost City of Vadranis campaign that premiered the Thursday just gone. If you haven't had a chance to catch it, I'd highly recommend it. It was a brand new premiere homebrew campaign inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft and Bloodborne. And that is every Thursday at 8 p.m. EST. I think I got my own time right. I think. Yeah, that's correct. But yeah, other than that, I will also be here every Sunday at the same time every week to play a hacker who might not know at all what they're doing about torpedoes and missiles. She knows nothing about weapons. But other than that, yes, it would be fantastic to see you Thursdays and maybe back on my own channel when I decide to start streaming again. But yeah, thank you for being here today.
And if you guys haven't checked out, you guys seriously need to go check out Infinite RP. Their session 1 was awesome. Very, very awesome. And they have great people over there doing great and wonderful things. Like, for real. Definitely need to check them out. All right. And as for me, I am Kurt, also known as Covenant the Horrible Alchemist. And you can find me here on Sundays, being the handler for this motley crew as we are trying to stop weapons deals of illegal arms in our D.A.G.R operation. Tuesdays, you can find me here for Tuesdays in Tristram, where I stream Diablo 3 for a couple hours in the afternoon and just kind of hang out and do silly voices. Then again, you can find me here on Thursdays, where I do Throwdown Thursdays with Susanna Grace. Looks like we're going to be on a Street Fighter kick, and apparently the eyeshadow thing was a kick, and so probably going to have some more makeup on this Thursday again as well. Some Fridays you'll find me streaming some Apex or shooter games, but really that Friday's being reserved for Resident Evil 8 when that drops, and you will find me on Fridays playing Resident Evil 8, guaranteed. Aside from that, I do different things. I pop up here and there. Other than that, I want to thank everybody who hung out with us today. Once again, I want to thank Black Cats for making such an incredible game and allowing us to play around with their toys. And we will see you all. There it is, right there. And if you haven't bought your copy, you need to go get your copy. It's a great game. It really is. It's a lot of fun. That being said, we will say goodbye for now. And we will see you all again next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
See yas.